This week on Music Worth Buying, we're going to be hearing new music from Corb Lund Counterfeit Blues.
And Jack White's Lazaretto.
Hi everybody and welcome to Music Worth Buying. My name is Robert Kinsler and I'm a music writer and a musician.
And my name is TJR. I'm a musician and a music writer.
I want to thank you all for tuning in. And again, we have some great new albums we're going to be talking about today. I'm going to kick things off today with the latest album from Corb Lund. He's and this is called Counterfeit Blues. Yeah. And what I would say about Corb Lund is that he's literally a Canadian cowboy. I mean, this is authentic country music. There's a lot of humor in it. There's a lot of satire in it, and it brings a smile to your face. Just great music. I actually saw him at Stagecoach Festival earlier this year, and one of the pleasant surprises, I really wasn't even familiar with him at all, although he's had a long and kind of illustrious career here, and was very impressed by it. And this is a beautiful album. But let's kick things off and listen to a little bit of one of the songs, and then we'll talk a little bit more about him.
I am curious now.
Okay.
I'm peaked. Let's check it out.
Well, I partied with some crazy cowgirls. We ripped and slowly kicked our heels and then two told me they got old-time religion. One says she'll never barrel race again. Good Copenhagen is better than bad cocaine.
And that song is called Good Copenhagen, and it's one of 12 tracks on this album that was recorded. Hope everybody's sitting down there in literally 2 days.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
And what's more, the album was recorded at Sun Studios, which is the world-famous, recording studio in Memphis. That's hosted Elvis Presley, Johnny Cash,
Jerry Lee Lewis, U2.
Yeah, U2, and Chris Isaac. It's so many, and I've never been to the studio, but I know when I spoke to Michael Ubaldini, he mentioned he had done some recording there. Apparently, you just walk in and it's like just a magical place where you can just get these amazing sounds, and just I guess the ambience is going to help you make great music there.
Wow.
But
2 days.
2 days.
So it's very live.
Very live sounding, and yet it sounds rich. It doesn't sound like there was any shortcuts on it.
No.
Yeah.
No, this sounds as full as any, fully tracked studio recording, whatever, your 36, 64 tracks.
Yeah.
You spent, 10 months on it or 6 months on it, that sort of thing.
I mean, I've been in sessions, and I know you've probably seen, when I was in my early journalism days, I was invited back when they were doing analog recordings. I'll never forget, I went to one session, and I won't pick on the artist, but literally the producer was having the bass player go back and punch in one note at a time. You talk about stripping the emotion out of a recording, that'll do it.
Yeah.
Literally, you're so detached, you don't even really kind of hear it because you're literally going in and punching in each note or something.
Wow.
This is the opposite. This is a return to the days of Elvis Presley and Orbison and Jerry Lee Lewis and what they did, and I think these songs really jump out at you and stuff. And this is a beautiful package to begin with. Not only does it have the album itself, but also it has a DVD on the making of the album, so you get to see what it was like there at Sun Studios in Memphis and what happened there too. So it's just great. I think the important thing when we're listening to is it's not just kind of authentic country. You hear some blues on here, and at the heart of it is his original songs and kind of how he conveys emotions and experiences, and like I said, largely in a light touch, but I think it really works well for him. And let's listen to another song, and I think what we're going to listen to is this is a very countrified song, and this is called Little Foothills Heaven. And let's listen to a little bit of that one.
All right, cool.
It's my little foothills heaven on that northern rocky range. My favorite place to be, and mister, that ain't gonna change. And I pray to old Chief Mountain I'll get back again someday, just in time for you to hear me say, it's my little foothills heaven on that northern rocky range. And I hope that I'll get back again someday.
And that's Little Foothills Heaven, which is one of many great songs on Corb Lund's new album.
And that song sounded very 1940s. Very 1940s cowboy.
Yeah.
Sounding. Even a little bit of swing in there, too.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. A little Western swing. And this song, like I think many songs he's done, actually touches upon, he lives in Calgary, I think, or outside of Calgary in Canada, and on a ranch. And it has, and, you know, it's very authentic. And with him, you know, it's actually, these are places and things and experiences that are part of him, and I think he communicates that very well with his music. And you know, he's actually connected, as I saw at Stagecoach. You know, a lot of young audiences really dig this stuff. I mean, he was one of the outstanding artists that I saw there at the festival this year.
Good for him.
Yeah,
good for him.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, cool. Well, I think my choice is actually a good transition. People may not think so, but actually it is, because I'm going to be talking about Jack White's latest album, which is called Lazaretto. And I know this album's been out for a couple months already, only getting to it now because, to be honest, I wanted to live with it for a little while before I talked about it. I don't want to just, you know, I wanted to have some time to live with it for a bit. And I'm glad I did. You know, this is his second solo album. And it feels weird for me to say that. No matter who Jack White has been working with, be it the Ranketeurs, be it his work with the White Stripes or any of his outside projects,
right,
it feels like he's always been a solo artist. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know.
It's weird.
He's at the center of whatever's going on.
Whatever he's doing, he's always at the center of it. And he's managed to do something that few modern music artists are able to do anymore with the internet hanging around.
Right.
He's maintained a sense of mystique to his public persona, and that is translated into a sense of mystique about his music. And most of today's modern artists really can't seem to do that anymore.
That's so spot on.
I think that's the thing about him. Why I think he's kind of become the, no pun intended, the great white hope for rock and roll right now. Now, I personally like the solo work better than his work, say, with the White Stripes, but I like a lot of his side projects. I did try to like the White Stripes. I just couldn't get into it. That was quite a few years ago. I'm gonna try again and just see if it doesn't hit me differently. But I have a feeling that as the years go by, this album is going to be looked at as one of the big albums of this year, 2014. I think as time goes on, it'll be a classic. Maybe I know that's a huge prediction for me to be making right now, but I think it will be. At its core, this is a heavy modern blues album, and at its core, this is also a classic rock era album. You know, late 60s, early 70s, until of course you get to the hip hop and electronic influences. And so we'll give you an idea with this. This is, of course, the opening. This is the opening track off the album. It's called Three Women. It is a remake of a very old blues tune from the 1920s. And so let's check this out. Here we go.
Great.
Yeah, I got three women, red, blonde, and brunette. I got three women, red, blonde, and brunette. It took a digital photograph to pick which one I like. Well, I'm lonely at night, but I stay up until the break of day. Yeah, I'm lonely at night, but I stay up until the break of day.
You know, I really like that. That's my first listen. I unfortunately haven't got a chance to listen to this album. I'm wishing that I had, and I'm going to listen to it quickly.
I'm going to make sure of it.
Yeah. But no, there's a real immediacy to this song, and what really blows me away, and I'm stealing a little of your thunder, what you're going to say, is how he mixes up the genres so well.
Yeah.
You know, you can hear the roots of the blues piece, but then it's like all these other layers and genres piled on top, and it's really good and very, you know, authentic.
Yeah, this is a song originally. The original artist was Blind Willie McTell. It's from 1928, and yeah, this is a remake. I haven't heard the original. I don't know how much he's changed it. He's obviously changed it a lot, I'm guessing.
Yeah, me too.
One thing I should mention about this album, especially in contrast to the album you just brought on, which was recorded in 2 days.
Right.
This was recorded in a space of 18 months.
Wow.
And this is, you know, different for Jack White. He's normally one of those he's like Neil Young.
Yeah, like Neil
Young. He works fast, get that initial raw surge of emotion out on, recorded, put it out there. You know, this was much more labor intensive. And while in the past we have sometimes been critical of an industry that has put, you know, months and months and months and months and months into an album, and all this production and all, you know, like you said, punching in one note at a time and coming out with an emotionless product, you know, as opposed to just getting in there and just, you know, capturing that raw energy, you know. But this proves also that you can be labor intensive and not lose that. Not lose, because this feels immediate. This feels like it's boom, it's right there.
Yeah.
You know, this has that. This doesn't feel overly produced. It doesn't feel labor intensive. It just feels just right there. Yeah. So it just depends sometimes. It just depends on the artist and you know and who's making it, I think. And so I wanted to point that out too. Yeah. One of the other things I mentioned, you know, this sounds like a lost classic rock album from the 60s, 70s. In some respects to me. It also has those, throughout the whole album, it has these larger-than-life lyrics. The bravado lyrics that you don't hear anymore. These kind of larger-than-life lyrics where it's just everything is big. The music is big, the emotions are big, and the lyrics are just very larger than life. And that's another, I think, really thing I like about this album. Now, packaging-wise, this comes in a digipack. So here we have the front, here we have the back. It opens up for your with your CD there, and there is a very nice booklet. I really like the booklet; it's really nice. Here's the front, here's the back. It has lyrics. Lyrics are easy to read. It has photos as well. There we go.
Nice booklet.
I think it's very good. Lots of nice pictures. All the lyrics, nice, very nicely done. I think we're going to check out a song now. That is different from this one. And there is a lot of, like I said, playing with styles. Jack White, there's always a lot of blues in what he's doing. There's all those distorted guitars. But there's a lot of bluegrass, a lot of R&B, a lot of nods to the past, and a real respect for it. There's just a real respect for it, and even a sense of awe to it too, that he wants to do this justice. But at the same time, you can hear the hip hop influences, you can hear the electronic influences, the modern influences. You know, he's blending it really well. This is a song now that is very much a folk song. It's called Entitlement, and I'm going to play it, and then I'll talk about what I feel this song is about, and we'll talk about this in just a sec.
Every time I'm doing what I want to, somebody comes and tells me it's wrong. Whenever I'm doing just as I please, somebody cuts me down to my knees. Yeah, somebody cuts me down to my knees.
And that was Entitlement from Lazaretto. And that song is about the entitlement generation. This is a song about a lot of young people who feel that because something, I think a lot of older people are part of this too, to be honest. Let's not kid ourselves. But they feel that they should be entitled to everything because they have an internet connection. They feel that they should be entitled to anybody's work that can be digitally stolen on the internet and placed out there, you know, without the permission of the creator or the content owner, without the permission. And they should be allowed to have it. It's their right to have it, you know. And, you know, I've always said this, you know, whenever people talk about, oh, piracy is not that bad, oh, it's good for artists, oh, this, and people try to be. The bottom line in this argument has always been for me, nobody has the right to decide how someone's original content, what they own, their intellectual property, their creation, but that person who created it. No one should have that right to decide that. You know, everybody got up in arms when Instagram said, we can use your photos for anything. We can make money off them. We can use them for advertising, license them, and not compensate you and don't need your permission. We can just license them to people for political campaigns that you don't agree with. Everybody got up in arms. You can't do that. Those are my pictures. Your pictures equals my music. It's the same concept. You're right. No one has the right to take your pictures. Instagram doesn't have the right to take your pictures and do what they want with it. You don't have the right to take anybody's music or film, their creation, and decide to distribute it without their permission. And I think that's the kind of the bottom line on that, in my opinion. I hate to I'm on my soapbox here, I know, because I feel strongly about this issue. But I think that's what he's talking about, is that generation that feels we're entitled, we should have this, and this generation that really wants instant gratification. And I'll be honest, the internet and the computer has made me I I want instant gratification type of person too.
Yeah.
And I have to keep pushing myself away from that sometimes. Okay, enough personal stuff.
Yeah.
Let's get back to the music. But I feel that's what the song's about. It's a strong song.
It is, yeah.
And it feels, you were saying during the break, very much like it's from the past.
Right, very much so. Yeah.
But it doesn't feel retro. It doesn't feel old. Part of it's his delivery, I think. It feels like something the Grateful Dead would have done, I think.
I
just
think, yeah.
tonally, musically.
Yeah, musically.
Like lyrically, it's got a very contemporary issue going on.
It does, yeah. But it's not like you put it on and you're saying, wait a minute, was that recorded in 71? I mean, it harkens back to that, but yet it comfortably, it lives in this world that's him, it works very well. Beautiful song,
Cool.
Really
Glad
works
you
well.
liked it.
Yeah.
I hope you, and I know you're going to check out the album now.
I definitely will.
Once we're done with this, when we wrap this show.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to check this out.
You're going to check this album out. And, basically what I would say about Jack White, if I had anything else, is if I could compare him to anybody, he recently collaborated with Neil Young on that album, A Letter from Home, which I did a solo review of here on Music Worth Buying. And these are both artists. I can see where these two would have a lot in common, him and Neil Young, because they're both artists that are not interested in meeting your expectations or my expectations or anyone's expectations. They're interested in challenging themselves. And if you like it, great. If you don't, too bad. Yeah. And maybe you'll like the next one better, but that's my opinion of Jack White. My opinion of it is based on his music, not on any of his stunts outside of music, which he's very good at doing stunts that bring him publicity. Just all the things that have been going on. And I think a lot of it is stunts more than actual reality. I think he's very sly.
He's very.
He reminds me a lot of Madonna in that way, that he knows how to manipulate the media. I think a lot of things that he's done and said that people think makes him an a-hole are stunts, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. But you can certainly rebut that on the comment section. And so anyways, though, thank you for bringing in that album.
Corb Lund, and thanks for bringing in Jack White's new album, too.
And so hopefully, if you haven't checked out these albums yet, you will. And be sure to click under Show More here on YouTube, where you can link to our blog. Our blog will link you to Amazon, where you can click on Listen to More Samples, where you can purchase and show your support for everybody involved in making this music and bringing it to you. And until next time, my name is TJR. You can check out my music at tjrmusic.com.
And my name is Robert Kinsler, and you can read more of my work at ocregister.com, and you can read both of our reviews at musicworthbuying.com.
That's right, and my solo reviews here on the channel. And please subscribe, share the videos with your friends, and we really appreciate that you're watching the show. And so thank you very much, and please leave comments and tell us what you think of these albums. And until next time, we'll see you.
See you later, everybody.
Take care. Bye.